Ready? Okay. Now let's call this meeting to order, January 17th, 2023 at 6:30. Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Mahoney,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Jeffrey. Trustee Westcott,
Here.
Trustee White,
Here.
Trustee Cohen. Here. Trustee Chafee. Trustee Bristow. Here.
Right. Approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion?
I move to approve the agenda as presented. Second.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Mahoney,
Yes.
Trustee Westcott,
Yes.
Trustee White,
Yes.
Trustee Cohen,
Yes.
Trustee Bristow. Yes.
Motion carries. Next item is public comments. We had just one sign up. Mr. Schrock.
Good evening, Larry Strock, 840 Lone Wolf Circle. I had a couple of questions that I saw on tonight's agenda, and I'll just throw them out here. I was kind of wondering what the American Rescue Plan was in our Chase cash account. I also was kind of wondering about the oil and gas exclusion account. Also had a question about the big dewatering drop from 21 to 2022. And I also wasn't really clear if we were getting one or two F600s. So that's all I have to say, and thank you very much.
All right, thank you. And for the record, the time is now 6:32 and Mayor Pro Tem Jamie Jeffrey has joined us. All right. And Mr. McBroom, cases, questions, you can kind of, you don't have to go into it now, but you can give Mr. Strock, or if you feel the board kind of send it out so everyone kind of knows. And it's
okay?
It's one truck.
It is one F600.
Yes.
We'll
Well-
work on answers and I'll send you some information.
Well, one's for the town, one's for me. That's. I wish. All right. Next item is the consent agenda, and on that is the payment approval report in the amount of $246,343.83, as well as January 3rd, 2023 minutes and resolution 2023-6, the officer appointment. Do I have a motion?
I move to approve the consent agenda. Second.
A motion and second. Roll call, please.
Mayor Pro Tem Jeffrey,
Yes.
Trustee White,
Yes.
Trustee Westcott,
Yes.
Trustee Cohen,
Yes.
Trustee Bristow. Yes. Mayor Mahoney.
Yes. And motion carries. All right, the next item is resolution 2023-07, the one truck.
Thank you, Mayor, trustees. This action item is to amend the not to exceed amount in budget that the board approved at the April 5th meeting for the purchase of the lease purchase of the Ford F600. As we've discussed at several meetings, supply chain and just production dates. This pickup still does not have a build date at the factory, but it's still an active order. So staff is requesting the authorization of the new amount for the pickup.
Okay. Questions or comments? Trustee Cohen,
No, thank you.
trustee Westcott,
I have nothing, thanks.
Mayor Pro Tem. I'm drawing a blank. Oh my
Jeffrey,
goodness,
no,
Jeffrey.
I don't have any questions.
It's been a
I'm
long
glad
day
it's
and
not
I'm
just me.
I'm ready to go home. Trustee White,
Nothing, thanks, Chris.
trustee Bristow.
Nothing, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, with that, I will entertain a motion.
I move to approve resolution number 2023-07, approving, increasing and not to exceed an amount for a purchase of a new Ford F-600 by $1,867 to $148,420. No cents.
Second,
Roll call, please.
Trustee Westcott,
yes.
trustee Bristow,
Yes.
trustee Cohen,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Jeffrey,
Yes.
Mayor Mahoney,
Yes,
trustee White,
Yes.
and motion carries. All right, next item is staff reports. First one up is finance, Ms. Rademacher.
Good evening, Mayor and Board of Trustees. Can you all hear me okay? In the packet tonight, you'll see that there is the November 2022 financials and the aging report through December 31st of 2022. The December 2022 financials will be presented at the February 17th meeting. At that point, they'll still be the unaudited financial statements. I'm still applying expenditures and invoices and things to 2022, and probably will do that through the middle of February at least. And then at that point, I will stop booking things to the prior year and start preparing for the audit in earnest. So if there's any questions tonight on the November financial statements, I will give you a brief summary of them. It looks like initial indications is that we might have slightly higher, if not really close to forecast revenues. The sales tax and those items are coming in higher than I had anticipated. We did miss the building forecast by a few homes, probably between 5 and 7 homes, less than what I had forecast. But I think that that'll either work out to be a wash at the end of the year, or we may be a little ahead on the revenues in the general fund. As far as expenditures go, I don't see that we've been spending really anything that wasn't already included in the forecast. There may be a few surprises here and there, but otherwise, I think the budget and forecast will be pretty good and accurate after I get everything posted to 2022. So if anybody's got any questions on the November statements, I can answer them at this time, or on the aging report.
Okay, thank you. Anyone have any questions for Ms. Rademacher? Seeing none? Okay, thank you. Next is the police report, chief.
Good evening, Mayor, Board of Trustees. Really, the big highlight of my report this time is the new BOVA, the Brighton Office for Victims Advocacy, taken over for us at the beginning of the year. Really, again, really excited about that. You had a presentation from Kim Messina about that, and yeah, we're really think this is going to be a good added benefit to our community. Also, the reports that you get with the calls, the incident calls, as you can see, that's changed. If you guys took a look at that, I think it's a lot easier to read. It gives you you don't have to worry about the codes that we use. It gives you the problem and clearly the disposition of what happened to it. So I think it's a lot easier for me. So I think it'd be a lot easier for you guys to read as well. Other than that, I don't have anything unless you have any questions for me.
Questions for chief? Nope, you're in the clear.
Right on.
All right, next, water, wastewater.
Okay, good evening, trustees and mayor. Kind of actually providing November and December's report. Since we didn't have a late December meeting, We've had quite a bit of activity as of late, am I a little loud? A little of late, not much happening in November because we got a lot of work done in October, getting our fan press expanded, clean up, everything like that. December, talking about flows. Flows have really remained the same. It's that time of the year where we don't have much moisture coming in. Even the snow that we had in after Christmas really didn't show us a big bump, which that just tells you that your collection system, where you see our truck running around cleaning it out, there's not a lot of infiltration. So what happens is when those pipes get old and brittle, they break, or trees make their way in and crack the pipe and allow water as it's melting to get in. So that was good news. The water production for November and December, both this year and last year, were about the same. 13 million and November last year, 13 million, and November this year, and then 16 million or 20, what was it this year? 22, it was 16. And in December, it was 100, it was 13 and 16 again. So not a lot of extra use, which tells me there's not been a lot of homes built. Or at least nobody's using water right now, which is good. All of the repairs to the RO water plant have been completed. And I think we met with the Sursa guy in December, kind of go over all of that stuff. You should be getting back a pretty good check for all of the repairs, things we had to do from that water break. Any questions? I see Ms. Bristow, if you'd ever want to go on a tour, just let me know.
Absolutely, I would love to.
See where it starts and see where it goes.
Yeah, we know where it starts. All right, anyone have any questions for Mr.?
Oh, and I did bring a special guest, Mike Murphy. As you, all of you are new, but I used to have my vice president was, his name was Jeff Ravis. Mike knows him. So Mike took his place when Jeff went to go be a traveling salesman. And I understand Kirby's selling really well right now.
He didn't really upgrade.
What's that?
Said he didn't really upgrade.
Oh, he did.
Did anyone have any questions? Okay, all right. And Public Works. You already got your truck. What do you want now?
I just have a few highlights from the last few months. The Ford F-350 that was ordered in October of 2021, we took delivery of that just before New Year's. Actually, the evening before a snowstorm, so it went straight into service. That addition to our fleet has increased our snow fighting capability by quite a bit. That truck is very useful. It's a pickup. It's not a heavy duty truck, but it certainly helps us out. We continue to have a lot of fleet breakdowns. Our wheel loader is down, which is a pretty vital piece of equipment for us in the wintertime. How we load our trucks. We use it for drift removal in Silver Peaks and different areas. That unit's been down for about 2 weeks. We also had a fuel tank leak on our only big truck today, and the Public Works team was able to find a used tank and swap it out. So we are ready to roll for tonight. Just a few other things. I was contacted the first part of January by the owner of 317 Jewel Avenue. He informed me of their intent to build on that lot. So they should be submitting some plans for review here soon. So that will hopefully complete that orphan section of sidewalk. Let's see. We'll begin our public outreach campaign for the new trash provider. Hopefully this week. I just received the final proofs for our postcard that we're going to be mailing out. We're going to be creating a web page on our website with all things Republic Service and trash to hopefully have a one point of information for the community. We'll also be putting out blasts on Facebook. And so keep an eye on that. That should start late this week, early next week. Republic Service will also be sending out mailers and calendars. So I think there should be a good amount of information going out and hopefully make that as seamless as possible. And then I'll wrap it up with some Road 2 updates. The South Side Widening project, which is through the city of Brighton and Brighton Development. Staff has reviewed and commented on those construction plans, and we have received updated plans addressing all of those comments. So we should be able to approve the South Side plans here in the very near future. The North Side is really close on its heels. That whole side had to be redesigned to accommodate South Side. So we're the road profiles and everything match now. We're just verifying that we don't have any hiccups with unknown utilities and that we're not going to have conflict with utilities that we know about. Unfortunately, I've seen some of the mapping on the utilities there, and it is a nest of anything and everything, dry and wet utilities running through that area. So although we're taking all the precautions that we can to avoid any conflicts, it still might come up. With that, I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Right. Anyone have any questions for Chris? Go ahead, trustee White.
Nothing that you spoke of. Thank you for all that you've done. I know you wear a lot of hats, so always appreciate everything you're doing. I'm curious about, I saw something on the website about the tumbleweeds. Do you guys clean those from the streets?
We pick them up out of the town property and public right of way. And then we also opened up the cleanup day site for a week. I believe that was last week or the week before, to give residents the opportunity to come bring the tumbleweeds that had blown into their yard and over their fence. We did have some pretty high winds, and there was definitely a lot of people with yardfuls of tumbleweeds. So we did try to accommodate the community with that. We didn't have a lot of turnout on that, but some people definitely utilized it.
Yeah, I was just, is there any more pickup days, or you guys will come and clean the street though, right?
Well, we already
What's in
went
the
around and picked up all the streets the week of that wind event. So right now there's no additional tumbleweed roundup dates anticipated.
Okay, because there's a ton in the street by my house. That's why I'm asking.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like all the snow just melted and most of them are smushed. They're just in the street smushed. So I wasn't sure if I should get a trash bag and pick them up, or somebody else is gonna pick those
We
up.
would certainly appreciate it if you did that for us, but we are anticipating a pretty significant snow event this evening, so it might be a little while before they resurface, but if you wouldn't mind just reaching out to me when they do, and we can take a look at it.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else?
I did see in Berkshire, I did see that the landscaping company was going through the parks and everything, picking up the tumbleweeds there that were along the fences of the residents, so.
Trustee Westcott.
It's been on my mind, so maybe we don't have the plans made yet, but how is the trash service gonna transition the cans? So, aren't those the ones that we have right now? Aren't they waste management trash cans?
Yes, so we'll have all of that information on the website and Facebook, but basically what'll be, I don't remember the dates exactly, but on the last recycle collection day from waste management, the last recycle day in February, they'll have a crew coming right behind the trucks to pick those recycle cans up from waste management. Similar situation on the last trash day. And then Republic will start delivering their equipment the week of February 20th.
Does that mean that they'll just like park a can in front of everybody's house?
Correct.
What if people have more than one trash can from waste management?
We have all that billing information, and people will get what they have. That was part of the contract with Republic, is that everybody would have, I believe it was a few months to determine if they wanted to maintain the same service or, change their amount of cans or whatever they wanted to do. I think they would be able to change it once at no cost to them. So that's how that's gonna be addressed.
And we're gonna get that information out early and often and
Yeah, I just got the final proofs on the postcards that the town will be mailing earlier this evening. We'll go through and proofread those and make sure everything's all the information's correct. We'll actually we're coordinating with Republic Service quite a bit, so they're going to be sharing all the information that they're going to be sending out with us so that we can review it and comment it. And we're doing the same thing so that we make sure that we have a very consistent and accurate message going out. Yes.
Will there be an overlap then? It seems like maybe the new cans are being delivered one week and then the last pickup of recycling and will be the following week.
we're asking if people are going to have places to put their trash.
I mean, are they gonna
Yes.
have two double sets of cans? And if so, can the town make sure that they communicate with our HOAs so that they don't send us nasty letters when we have all these extra trash cans?
We looked
sitting?
at this and I apologize. I don't have the dates and
Okay.
everything off the top of my mind, but I'm pretty sure that we are gonna have a pretty seamless transition. That we got really lucky with the way that the service days and everything line up. Where as soon as Waste Management transitions out, Republic should be right in there and people should not miss a day of service.
I would just add that both Waste Management and Republic have been through this a bunch of times in other communities, so we're relying extensively on their experience. We're pretty confident it'll go smoothly, but there will be some hiccups and we'll be working hard to address those.
All right. Anyone have anything else? Go ahead. Trustee.
I was forwarding emails and social media stuff to you, but I've just seen a lot of really good things about the snow removal from the town. And I just wanted to mention it. If you hadn't seen those things that our residents are noticing that our public works crew is on top of it and doing a great job. So thank you.
Thank you. I'll let the guys know. It's all them.
Good night, go home and get some sleep.
I have the night shift, so I'll be out on the roads here after the meeting wraps up. So, have a good night.
Thank
All right,
you.
thanks. Right. Thank you. Community development.
Board, you do have a copy of my report in your packet. I don't have anything new to add, but did want to touch on a couple of commercial projects and highlight those for you. First, wanted to bring your attention to the fact that there's a possibility that Starbucks might actually be coming to our community, developing a coffee shop at the Lock Buoy Station Commercial Center there near 7-Eleven. So that's very exciting. The caveat here is that we do not have a formal application from them yet. So there's nothing in stone. So they're not guaranteed to come here. So hopefully I'm not premature in this report. But it was exciting. So I did want to share it with the board. This is the second time in the last year or so that we've talked to them about this site. So things are looking pretty promising. So more on that as we get the information. Also mentioned before that we've been working with a car wash company, Take 5 it's called. There's one in Brighton on their application to develop a car wash in that same area next to 7-Eleven. They've been working diligently to get those plans ready to go. So we hope to have that application in front of us here pretty soon. And then finally, as you know, we've been working with Quick Trip for quite some time on their convenience store application. For a while, particularly over the summer. I think they were kind of waiting to see what would happen with the economy before they proceeded with their application, but they seem now very motivated to finish this project. And so you'll actually begin to see presentations to the board on that project starting in February. So that's also very exciting. So this year, good likelihood that we're going to be seeing quite a bit of commercial development in that sort of corner of the town.
It's exciting.
All I have for
All right.
the moment.
Questions, comments? Trustee Westcott?
Would you kind of walk me through the rezoning of it? Is it just that it was zoned in sort of an obsolete category and we're
Yeah,
gonna
it's-
update it?
It's tied to the 1994 code under that old agreement for that original PUD in that community. So nothing's really going to change in terms of, use, but we'll have it under our new standards. So it's really a housekeeping effort, and it'll be a way to introduce the board and to the project, or to touch on some of the high points there.
Anyone have anything else? No, all right, thank you, Chris. All right, next up is town clerk. Smart.
Thank you. So I don't have anything much to add. I put an update about Resource Central in my report, and since then I have received materials from them. So I'll be working now to get all the announcements out on Facebook and on the website of when the gardens will be available and things like that. So that should be coming in the next few months, I think.
All right, don't plant today. Any questions or comments for Trustee Meyer? No. Trustee White?
I just wanted to say, I totally forgot until you just said that. I'm gonna send you the pictures of my garden. I'll email those to you so you can get them in the newsletter. I bought one when we moved in like 2019, so it's fully mature now, so.
All right. Human resources.
Good evening, trustee and mayor. Before you, you have the human resources staff report. It's updated and it has a new format. I've included in there, it's about employment statistics, like total number of employees that we have 25. Also average employment longevity, which at this point is 2 years and 4 months and a few days. I've also included statistics about the website and the Facebook numbers. That actually helps us with the communication strategic plan that we had. One of the things that came out of that, if you see the number of searches on our website, the pages that are hit, then number 4 for first is public utilities, police department job openings, and 4th is calendar. So most of the people that are going into the website are hitting the calendar to see what's there in a glance. So we're directing our efforts at this point to put everything that we can in there to make it accessible for our residents, a better experience for them when they go to our website. I'm also currently working on with our committee to touch on all the points that the communication strategic plan still needed completing on. So that's going to be the project for the year, to make sure that we get all those taken care of, and because that was something that you guys wanted. And with that, if you guys have any questions.
Questions or comments? Trustee White?
I was just curious, you mentioned the search feedback for the search box. Are you getting a result of what people are entering when it does not give you an answer? That's my biggest concern. Like, you look up, GoPeds or whatever, like all my kids have these electric scooters. It can never find rules on that. Googled Xeriscape today. Can't find that. Are you getting a list of things that people are looking for and they're not getting any result back? I'm wondering what those items are.
So we actually scheduled a meeting with our website management company that is now related to, is how in the back face is tied to the keywords that people enter on the website when you're searching for. So it's how that ties in to what you're looking for. And we're going to be asking them about if there's a way to improve that key search whenever somebody types something in there.
All right, anyone else? No? All right, thank you. Right, and last but not least.
Good evening again, everyone. Happy to answer any questions about my report that's in the packet. Did want to call special attention to Denise Rademacher's 3-year anniversary with the town. As you've seen, we're tracking longevity. It's important to us. It's important to you. So our goal in Jasmine's report is to see that number start to tick up. Additionally, we closed the water transaction with Mark Bush for the Blue Lake subdivision. That occurred late Thursday, too late to make the staff report. We received the funds from that transaction yesterday morning. So we are now the owner of a well in the Lost Creek Basin. So thank you for your good direction to us to help us negotiate a good agreement. You were open to some modifications to that agreement, and I'm happy to report that it closed late Thursday.
Still a lot of work to do.
There's a great deal of work to do because we now own a well that's 17 miles east of here.
Well, we were gonna get a bucket brigade and stuff.
Yes, we're gonna stretch a garden hose between here and the well. So that's what the funds were for. Part of the funding that came out of that transaction is to help us work through how to deliver that water here. So that's very exciting. We also, you're not seeing this yet in Chris Kennedy's report, but another development in town is exploring using Lost Creek water as a source of water. So that continues to be a part of our discussions when it comes to water here in the town. The other thing I wanted to share with you is just walk quickly through a bit of a change we're going to make to how we report information to the town. We definitely at the staff level think strategically. We have limited resources. The board and the community have high expectations for us. So it's very important that we understand what it is we need to get done. And we have to understand that everything we do has a purpose. So quarterly, we intend to take information not only from these monthly reports, but other longer term projects that we're working on for the town and report information in what we hope will be a more useful format. So let me quickly walk through. As you all know, I love PowerPoint. I think it's a great way to convey information.
Could not tell.
So again, it's important for us to be strategic, especially in 2023. We're anticipating a fairly flat year in terms of revenue. On the other hand, our expenses are increasing and we have important work we have to get done. So it's key for us to be strategic about what we're doing, measuring what we're doing, and have the ability to report results to you in a way that works for you. So I'll certainly be interested as we go along this year in your feedback about the information that we're sharing with you and whether it's useful or not. And this actually tied in very well to a conversation Trustee Westcott and I had a couple of weeks ago when talking about whether your town administrator is doing a good job or not. It really ties in, are we getting the right work done as an organization to meet the expectations that the board has set out for us? So I think this will help you in that regard as well. Just as a refresher, these are the key high-level goals the board set out for us in 2023. We have a lot to accomplish throughout the year. It's going to take us, again, being very strategic, very thoughtful about the work that we're doing, and again, tracking progress. But also, a big portion of our annual budget goes to daily operations. Sometimes we can forget about that as we focus on bigger, longer term projects. But the core reason we're here is to provide service day in and day out. The storm tonight's a great example of that. Daily operations is the core of our business. So it's important to do that work well and report to you, what are we doing? Why are we doing it? Are we meeting the objectives we've set out for ourselves to accomplish daily operations? So this is a sample of the things we'll be sharing. We also haven't had a good format in the past of providing updates on capital projects. That'll be part of these quarterly updates, reminding the board and the community the nature of the projects, the timelines associated with them, and where are we towards getting those projects done. They're sprinkled in our staff reports currently, but I think it's worth lifting that information out and sharing it on a quarterly basis. Also, it seems to me a number of things we're doing are thinking long-term. We have a number of planning efforts underway this year, and it'll be important for you to know of our progress throughout the year as we work on these. And I think this quarterly update, there might not always be enough progress month to month. I think reporting quarterly makes more sense. So lots of work to do. Jasmine was just talking about the community engagement work laid out in the communications strategic plan. That'll be part of the quarterly updates as well. And again, we're sharing this information monthly to the extent that we can, but I think it's a chance to highlight key work that we're doing, especially as it ties into the board's goals on a quarterly basis. It'll be a work in progress this year. So as I present these, I'll be interested in your feedback. We want to make sure it's useful for you. It'll be useful for us for sure at the staff level, but it's important that it's useful to you. So your feedback will be really useful. So thank you for indulging me. Happy to answer any questions about that or about my monthly report.
Any questions, comments? Go ahead, Mayor Pro Tem Jeffrey.
I like your PowerPoints. Thank you.
Always the brown ones are somewhere. All right, with that, we'll do mayor and trustee comments. We'll start down with Mayor Pro Tem Jeffrey.
I apologize for my tardiness tonight and for just the record and the benefit of having a couple of new trustees. I'm a single mom and I have a kid out at Weld Central that participates in drama. And so I have to pick my child up from the late bus and get them home safely and then hustle to the meeting. So I was 2 minutes from being on time today, but it bothers me because I'd rather be here early. Library board is generally the day after this meeting, but we pushed it a week due to the expected weather. So I don't have any information to share from library board right now. Our last month's meeting was really just approving bills and then a holiday celebration. So with that in mind, also, just in case Kat or Mr. McBroom, the Dr. Cog meeting for tomorrow got canceled as well. I saw a cancellation notice earlier today, so it may not even be happening at all.
All right,
Thank you.
trustee Westcott.
I'm going to bring this up, but I know that this is really an HOA issue, but I just wanted to make the town staff aware. I don't know. There's been a lot of comment in the Silver Peak Snows neighborhood about the fact that the HOA has snow removal responsibilities, but the trigger depth is 4 inches of snow. For some reason, that it doesn't happen. And people are really frustrated with that because we have so many alleys and sometimes when we're plowing the streets, when the city's plowing the streets, those alleys get blocked. I guess what I'm wondering is there any way that the town could support the residents of these neighborhoods with these trigger depth snow plow agreements by publishing some sort of an area specific snow measurement. So you're at 5 inches today. So the HOA knows, oh, we don't have an excuse. The official measurement depth of the snow was X. So that's just kind of a suggestion. I don't know if that's even possible, but I do think that would really help build some goodwill with some of our neighbors who are really frustrated.
We'd be happy to explore it. I don't think it would be binding. But if there could be some common agreement on how much snow we got, I could see where that would be beneficial. We will explore that.
That's it. Thank you.
Trustee Cohen.
I don't have anything today. Thank you.
Trustee White.
Yes, we've talked about it before, guys, my xeriscape concerns and the safety with parks and things within our neighborhood. So I'd like to make a motion today, following a conversation I had here with Brian. I would like to move to direct staff to prepare an amendment to our land development code, adding safety requirements such as setbacks, shade requirements, not limited to just that, in the town's neighboring neighborhood park development standards, and to include a focus on water-wise landscaping and possibly eliminating streetscapes. I ask that this amendment be brought forward as soon as possible by staff for us to review.
Can I ask a question? Do before we bring the amendment, is this something that we would need to have information on first? Before that, or would you present information when you presented the amendment? I guess I would just like more information about what this is going to cost, how this is going to affect things before moving forward with it.
Those are great questions. I think the intent of the motion is to update our regulations so that private development meets a higher level of standard when it comes to permitting water savvy landscaping and also addressing the problem we saw in the new park that was built in Silver Peaks. In a case like that, what we would typically do is look for examples in other communities that have already figured a lot of this stuff out, in which case there may be some options for the board to consider. These are both policy changes, and that's why the board makes these decisions. And there's a range of things you could do depending on how aggressive, for example, you wanted to be on xeriscaping. So what I would suggest, if the motion passes, we could do a little bit of work first, maybe describe some broad options, bring those back to the board. You can give us more specific direction about where you would like to be on this spectrum. And that would help us refine specific amendments that we can bring back.
And if I may, it would not affect houses that are already here. So it would basically be the new development moving forward with all the new things coming into town, which would include the business park on the other side, which obviously would be a huge benefit to them if they don't have to put grass in a business park. And we're already concerned about where our water is coming from. So I think overall, just a smart decision.
Can you, there's two different things that I think people use interchangeably and they're not. There's xeriscaping, which is XERI, and there is xeriscaping, which is ZERO. And they are different things. And I think that before I would feel comfortable taking any action on anything, I would want to make sure we're all on the same page with the language and what we're wanting to talk about and different options. But I've lost track of what your motion was, and so I will need to hear it again, please.
Okay.
Can I ask,
Go
before
ahead.
you reread it, just a clarifying point? As you're rereading your motion, I also got a little bit lost. I think my question is, are you motioning that staff go forth, modify the policy, bring that back to us so that we can say yay or nay? Or are you asking staff to go forth, get some information, bring it back to us so that we may have a work session and decide upon what policy changes we want them to go forward with? That's my question.
Definitely the latter of the two. I want them to bring us options that we can all go over, just to be more water conscious. And I was doing the Xeriscape XERI. That's what they have in the Silver Peaks. And the way that that reads now, they require that they only allow, I should say, up to 40% of your total yard within our neighborhood. It should be opposite, right? Like we should flip those numbers.
Point of order, if we're just asking them to get information and bring it to us, is that something we actually need a motion and to take action on, or can we just give that direction?
I would say we could just give the direction. Wouldn't think we'd have to make a motion to, because we're not really changing. I don't think anyone here wants to make a change or have you guys change anything. We want to have a discussion about it.
I think either way is fine. If there's consensus of the board, that's satisfactory. The motion adds emphasis to it and says this is a priority of the board. I'm getting the impression either way, it's a priority. Please work on this and bring some information back. So the motion's really optional. When Trustee White was asking me, well, how do I move this forward? The simplest way is make a motion, encourage support by other board members to give us official direction, but that's not absolutely necessary.
This is something I've been talking about. We've spoken about it a few times, so I'm definitely wholeheartedly behind it.
All right, so again, I would like to move to direct staff to prepare an amendment.
Are you changing the motion? The motion's already on the table then.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. They said to reread it.
Oh, you want to reread it? Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, thank you.
Go ahead.
Happy to do whatever you'd like.
Go ahead.
Okay. I move to direct staff to prepare an amendment to the land development code, adding safety requirements such as setbacks and shade structures, but not limited to that. to our town's neighborhood park development standards, which would include a focus on water-wise landscaping. I ask that this should be brought forward as soon as possible.
I like that verbiage just because it doesn't say xeriscaping or zero.
I just like
It
that.
just says waterways.
Point of order, may we ask that we amend your motion to say prepare information for a work session rather than prepare an amendment?
Is that a friendly amendment?
Yes, I'd like to accept her friendly amendment.
I will second with the friendly amendment.
Motion second, roll call, please.
Trustee Westcott,
Yes.
trustee Bristow,
Yes.
trustee Cohen,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Jeffrey,
Yes.
Mayor Mahoney,
Yes,
trustee White.
Yes.
motion carries. All right. I even forgot where we were. Yeah, trustee Bristow.
No, thank you.
No, nothing? Okay.
Nothing, thank you.
And I have nothing. I'm not moving forward with anything. So that next item is executive session. Do we have a motion?
I move that we move to executive session pursuant to Colorado Revised Statute, Section 24-6-402, parens 4, parens capital B, to discuss a personnel matter with the consent of the person who is the subject of the personnel matter discussion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Cohen,
Yes.
trustee White,
Yes.
trustee Bristow,
Yes.
trustee Westcott,
Yes.
Mayor Mahoney,
Yes,
Mayor Pro Tem Jeffrey.
Yes.
motion carries. Time is now 7:16 and we'll take a brief break while we clear the room.
Safe, everybody.